Italian Football Podcast.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another interview episode of the Italian Football Podcast. I'm Carlo Garganese, and on today's show, we are delighted to welcome onto the show one of the best strikers in Serie A, and a striker who I believe is only going to get better and better. Together with Gerard Deulofeu, he forms one of the best strike partnerships in Serie A. He is, of course, Udinese's Portuguese striker, Beto. Beto, thank you. Thank you so much for coming onto the show. How are you doing?
Thank you. I'm doing good. I'm doing great. I'm happy for being here with you guys. And let's start it.
Well, hi, Beto. This is Nima, and thanks again for joining us. Right, so let's start at the beginning. You joined Udinese from Portimonense in the summer of 2021. How have you enjoyed your first 18 months in Udine and Italy?
It was amazing. If I tell you guys, for me, it was amazing. Different league, different players, different atmosphere. Big stadiums, a lot of supporters, and for me, it was an amazing 18 months for sure.
Udinese have had an amazing start to the season, and you guys were top of the Serie A during the first couple of months of the opening of the season. What do you think was the secret to that fantastic start, and what are the team's objectives this season?
I think the secret is that we are more a team now than the last year, but and we work hard, and a lot of guys here, we want to improve. So I think that is the secret, and we have the competition. So if you want to play, you must work harder, and that brings competition. Competition gives results, and that's how it is.
And what's the team's objective this season?
Team's objective, we have the objective to go game by game. We don't think too much forward. We just want to win the next game. Now the next game is Empoli, and that's our focus.
You yourself are having a great season as well. Your minutes per goal until recently was a third best in Europe, behind only Haaland and Mbappe. And only one player in the Serie A has more non-penalty goals this season, and that's Napoli's Victor Osimhen. Are you happy with your performances, and have you set yourself a target for the season in terms of how many goals you want to score?
If I tell you that I'm not happy, you'll be surprised, but it's okay. For the numbers, of course, I'm happy. It's always good to be between the top of strikers in the world. But my performances, I'm not too happy with my performances. I know I can do better, and I can improve and play better. So that's why I'm telling you that I'm not happy. But for the numbers and the statistic, I'm very happy. It's normal. And a target. I have a target, but it's personal for me. I don't tell no one. I leave it for me, for myself to enjoy and bring competition between me and me, just like this.
That's great. As Carlos said at the start, together with Gerard Deulofeu, who we've also interviewed on the show last season, you formed one of the best attacks in the Serie A over the last 18 months. How much do you enjoy playing with Deulofeu, and what do you think makes him such a special player to play with?
For me, it's top because where I came from, I came and played with the Gerard Deulofeu, this big player. For me, it's amazing. An amazing experience. I learned a lot from him. Sometimes he tells me, Beto, when I have the ball here, don't go, stay, give me support. And he told me sometimes, this time when I have the ball here, just go, I will put you the ball. It's for me, it's amazing to train with him, to see how he works in gym, physio, on the pitch. It's amazing. He's an amazing teammate, and we are working so good. And we want more.
Good. You want more. Who's faster, you or Deulofeu?
Me. It's me.
Yeah,
No question. It's me.
We asked him as well. He said you were definitely faster. Okay. There's a couple of other young players at Udinese I want to ask you about. First of all, Lazar Samacic, who he was considered a wonder kid when he was in Germany, and he was wanted by teams like Barcelona, like Juventus a few years ago, and now he's obviously at Udinese. And I really like him, what I've seen of him. How much potential do you think Samacic has?
He have a lot of potential. He'll have a lot of potential, and for me, is keep going. If he keep going like this, he'll be the wonder kid that everybody expects to be, because it's amazing how we touch the ball is different. Sometimes I joke with these guys. I said, if you give me just 10% of your technique, I will be a big player. Just like this. But this guy have a left foot there. It surprised me a lot. Sometimes he do things on the training. The goals that he did in Serie A, you see he's a different guy. I like him a lot. He have a lot to prove and to show you guys. Because for me, he showed me already in the training.
Yeah. Well, I think you've got lots of technique as well. I think you're being very modest. And another player, even younger, Simone Pafundi, who's 16 years old, and last month he became the youngest player in 100 years to play for Italy. And he's been called by some, big tag, he's been called by some the Italian Messi. I mean, tell us, how exciting is Pafundi? He's very young, of course.
No, it's exciting to see Pafundi grow up, to see Pafundi improve. And but he's a really calm guy. He don't let nothing go up under his mind. So he's very calm, stabilized, and we play like he's a big. For me, he's a good player. Nice potential. So when he grew up, we will see him.
Yeah, we certainly will. And you said before about you're thinking of your next game, always your next game. Well, your next game actually is West Ham on this Saturday. Have you followed any of West Ham's matches this season? Or, like any of their players that you admire, like maybe Scamacca, for example?
Oh, Scamacca, I play against him. For me, he's a good striker, big striker for me. For me personally, I like him a lot. But I like Declan Rice. Now he's a World Cup, but I like Zuma since the time of Chelsea. I like him a lot. It will be a good matchup. But I like the team. They are a good team, a team with heart, and will be a good test for us.
Yeah. Zuma will be a strong, two strong guys playing against each other. That would be good to see. I just want to talk a little bit about your journey to where to becoming a professional footballer, because it's an amazing story. And you were released. I read that you were released as a teenager by Benfica, and then, if I read correctly, you worked in KFC for a year. Is that correct?
Yeah, I was released with in Benfica 2011-12. I played in 2011-12. Then I was released, but a few years after I work with. I finished the school, and I don't want to go to the university. I told my mom I'm going to work because I need to pay my driver license. Because if I wait my mom, I will never have my driver license. So to have my driver license and to help at home, I work in KFC, but. For me, it's not everybody see this like, wow, we work in KFC, but I'm not a wonder kid, so my life is not all football. Now is all everything football, but before, no. My friends also work with the same age am I. We work together. Some friends work together, and for me, it was a blessing to see how it is to be on the other side. So now I'm here. I'm grateful to be here, but it's not for me. It's not it wasn't a sacrifice to work and play football. I was happy.
Yeah. Well, you were happy. That's the most important thing. What was your exact job at KFC?
I was a tender. I was in the front, speak with the clients and everything. But when the months passed, they put me to do everything all around. I do the chicken and everything.
What was your favorite? What was your favorite food? Favorite meal at KFC?
It's a box master. It's like a wrap with everything inside.
Oh, okay. Good.
I eat that every day.
And you're still healthy. You still become a great footballer. When you were working at KFC, you said that it was no big deal for you. It was just you were just a normal person, and now you appreciate it. Did you think then that your chances of being professional was over, or were you not really thinking?
No, for me, it was like a temporary thing because my objective always was football. My first objective was the first and only objective always was the football. I never had the second goal, to be precise. I just wanted to help my mom and get my drive lessons, but I knew that I'm gonna be professional. I didn't know that I will be here now in Udinese, but I knew I will be professional. So that goal never disappeared from me.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. And when you were a kid, obviously you must have loved football when you were younger. Did you have a favorite team or a favorite player?
When I was a kid, I didn't watch a lot of international football, so my favorite team was Benfica. But favorite player it was number one and only Samuel Eto'o. Yeah.
Amazing player.
Right, yes, she certainly is. Right, look, moving forward a little bit and looking at the future, what are your ambitions for the future? I mean, do you want to play, for example, in the Champions League? Do you, for Portugal, etc., etc.?
Yeah. It's my objective, play Champions League. I think it's objective from everybody here in the locker room. So I'm just one more guy with the ambition to play Champions League, to play among the big players, face big players, to get another type of game, another type of rhythm and everything. So it's objective.
What would you say are your three best qualities as a player? And is there an area of your game that you want to improve?
My three best qualities, I think it's effort, learn capability, I think it's like this.
Yeah, capacity.
And my physical strength.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What I have to improve, I think, is my intelligence of the game, technically for sure, and it's this. I have more, but I don't remember.
Yeah. Well, we think you're fantastic. You were called up by the Portugal national team squad in October, for the pre-squad for the World Cup. I mean, what are your emotions? Were you happy to make that squad, or maybe a little bit sad because eventually you didn't make it to the final squad at the World Cup?
No, I was happy. If I tell you, if I was happy, because it's not normal where I came from. Somebody get called for the pre-list of national team. So I was happy. Everybody tell me why that you didn't go. Everybody said, but for me, it's just a message that I must work a little bit more and improve, do my job. That's it. I wasn't sad, if I tell you the truth.
Yeah, that's good. And what are your thoughts on how Portugal are doing in the World Cup? I mean, we're recording this today on Tuesday. Portugal are playing against Switzerland a few hours after we record this. So by the time everybody listens to this, that game's probably over. But I mean, what's your thoughts on Portugal in this World Cup? Are you happy the way they're playing? Do you think they can go far?
They are doing good, but they can do better because they have the quality, the players, the sub players. So I think they are doing good. They pass. That was the objective, but now they will face a good team, intelligent team. But I think they're gonna pass because they have everything to beat Switzerland and go to the next round.
As Carlos said, when we're recording this is before when Spain play Morocco and Portugal play Switzerland. And if Portugal win that game against Switzerland, they could play Spain. If that were to happen, do you think, what's your prediction for that game? Because I've predicted that before the tournament that Portugal are going to the final and they're going to play Argentina in the final. It's going to be a Messi Cristiano final. So what do you think about that? Do you think Portugal can get to the final, and do you think they can go past Spain if they beat Switzerland, of course?
I think Portugal is a team very difficult to beat. Sometimes they play good, sometimes they play bad. They don't win, but they don't lose. It's difficult to beat Portugal. It's very, very difficult to beat Portugal if they play with the strong team. So if I tell you, and against Spain, against France, against everybody, I believe they can go to the final too. If they play game by game, and they are not thinking about Spain, they are thinking now about Switzerland. That's the more important thing. So if they go game by game, I think it's a possibility, a big possibility they go to the final.
Your parents are from Guinea in Africa. Would you consider playing for the Guinean national team, or is it your ambition to play for Portugal?
No, this is a mix of emotions, because my thing with Portugal is more a statement for my people, my friends, my hood. So, and play for Guinea-Bissau is more like I was born in Portugal, so but play is more like for my cousins, my grandmother, and my mom, my dad. It's more like this. So I'm really, I think, divide. So I'm thinking I'm doing what's best for me, and we'll see.
Have you been to Guinea? Have you been to
Yeah, I've been there 2 years. 3 years before.
Okay, nice. So just before we finish off with a game, and thank you very much for your time again. Just away from football, what other hobbies do you have away from playing football?
I sleep too much. I sleep. I play PlayStation. I play Call of Duty. I watch series.
Yeah.
It's like this. I don't like to, when I'm in competition, I don't like to go out and do something. I prefer being home. I play PlayStation, play with my Portuguese friends and everything. We talk a lot every day. It's like this, my life.
Yeah,
I have a boring life, but for me, it's enough.
No. Nothing's better than sleep. Sleep is the best.
Sleep is the best.
Sleep is the best. You said you watch series. Like, what series are you watching at the moment? Like on Netflix or any other series?
Now I'm watching only Vikings.
Oh, Vikings. Okay.
I'm gonna finish Vikings, and I'm decided to watch Game of Thrones because everybody talk about Game of Thrones like it's the best series in the world. So I must watch.
Yeah, no, Game of Thrones is great. And Vikings, I interviewed Roberto Pereira, your teammate, a few years ago, and he told me Vikings was his favorite show as well. So that's yeah. I don't know if he told you to watch that.
No.
Okay, and finally, if you could pick 5 people, dead or alive, to come to your house for a party, who would you invite? who would you bring with you?
I will bring Eusebio. I will bring Mohamed Ali.
Yeah.
I will bring Kevin Garnett. I will bring Ray Lewis from NFL Ravens.
Oh, wow.
And I will bring Samuel Eto'o.
Hopefully he's in a better mood than yesterday. I don't know if you saw he had a bit of a with a photographer.
I didn't saw. They told me, but I didn't saw.
Yeah.
So, do you, based on that, do you support a team in the NBA and NFL, and which teams are they?
No, I don't support teams. I support the players and the way the players play. That's why I like Kevin Garnett, because he's a effortless guy, and Ray Lewis from NFL is the same. They are not too much talented, so they must to have something different and there is effort. That's why I like them. That's why I follow them.
Okay, and just before we let you go, we play a rapid fire game with all our guests, and how it works is I give you 2 or 3 options or ask you a question, and then you give me one of those answers, 1-word answer, and you don't need to explain if you don't need to. Okay. So the first one, fairly simple. I think everyone in the world has been asked this question: Cristiano Ronaldo or Lionel Messi?
Samuel Eto'o.
Brilliant. Diego Maradona or Pele?
Pele, because he's my type of guy.
Okay. We go. KFC or McDonald's?
McDonald's.
No.
Hey, McDonald's. I eat too much KFC. Sorry.
Kylian Mbappe or Erling Haaland?
Mbappe.
Yeah, amazing. Who's the best striker in Serie A for you, other than yourself, obviously?
It's Immobile.
Oh, Immobile. Okay.
You have Immobile. You have Giroud. I don't know. I like Giroud, but the way Immobile plays, Immobile know the Serie, and Osimhen is there, But Immobile fit. Immobile score every single season 25 goals. Every single season is not normal for me. It's very very intelligent guy. Know how to play in this series. But now the big boss is Osimhen.
The big boss.
Who do you think will win the Scudetto this season?
I wanted to be Udinese, but we'll see. But I must give Napoli the victory, because they are a really good team, very strong team, difficult to play against.
I can imagine. And finally, the final question: pineapple on pizza, food heaven or food hell?
It's just food I eat. With pineapple, without pineapple, I eat.
You'll be okay.
Afraid about this.
Yeah. You'll be okay in England. If you ever move to England, I'm in London. If you ever come to England, the food is not the best in England. So if you ever come to Premier League, you'll be okay.
Okay. Thank you for that advice.
Okay. Well, Beto, thank you so much for coming on to the show. We wish you all the best for the future, and we think you're going right to the top. Everyone else, thank you for listening. We'll be back on Monday. Ciao, ciao.